today's video, we are going to be talking all about zebra print, why you should paint it more often, tips on how to paint it, and basically the gist of why you should paint it more often is because it includes a lot of line control. It is all about line control, and the great thing is it's all about line control and practicing and perfecting your personal hand techniques, your brush techniques. But if you make a mistake, nobody ever knows because it's this beautiful pattern that goes from one color to another. And if you make a mistake, nobody's ever gonna see it. So you can practice these skills and have a beautiful design whether or not it's perfect to you or not. So it's a great thing to practice doing zebra print if you wanna get into your hand painting skills a little bit more. And I'm just gonna go through and do some tips and tricks for line painting in general and zebra print specifically in this video. So I hope it helps you out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
So we are going to begin. I'm actually going to first show you guys a little tip on doing vertical ombres, which I think is a lot easier than doing horizontal ombres. So we're going to be using the color Winter Teal and Blue Monday. This is from the new Windy Layover collection from Madame Glam, and they are so pigmented and so creamy. They're just beautiful. So we've got the first thing we're going to do is we want it to be kind of split right down the middle from one color to the next. We're going to paint half the nail teal and half the nail blue, and then using the Madame Glam ombre brush, you're going to wiggle it back and forth left to right. Just kind of haphazardly. It doesn't have to be pretty or specific. And actually that's really cool if you want it to have like an oceanic look. And then brush it up and down, just, up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And it won't be perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. That particular combination was the hardest one to ombre of the whole set. So then these other ones, we're just going to do the two colors. This is the colors Blue Monday and Old Habits. Again, both of these are from that new collection. Then we're going to do Old Habits and Very Berry. So I'm going to do, so basically it's teal blue, then blue purple, purple pink, pink orange, orange yellow is kind of the combination I'm doing. So it's like a little rainbow across my nails underneath the zebra print, which I absolutely love. The more I have these nails on, the more I am just obsessed with them. Obviously I like zebra print, but just that little ombre in the background, it's subtle, but it's so pretty. I adore it. So then this one is Very Berry, which is like the pinkish color, and then Spiced Cider, which, not that obviously this is the time of year, but like in Thanksgiving time or Halloween time, oh my goodness, that color is so rich and so beautiful. I know I have clients that'll be very excited to use it. I have one that always asks for my new burnt oranges. I'm like, well, I don't really have any new burnt oranges, usually at least. So this one will be new for her. And then the color Honey Mustard, which honestly isn't usually my colors, my color scheme isn't usually that yellow tone. But the more, like I said, the more I wear these nails, the more I just love them. And actually this orange to yellow one and the orange to pink are my two favorite nails out of the set, which wouldn't usually be the colors and the combinations that I would think. So now for our zebra print, we're going to use Madame Glam's detail liner and the long fine liner. So these are their two brushes that I think work best for zebra print, and it depends on technique. If you want it to be more wiggly, if you want the lines to have more bends in them, use the detail liner. If you want them to be more smooth lines, use the long fine liner. And if you're looking to perfect your line painting techniques, use the long fine liner. You don't want to use the one that's too short because that one can give you some really cool effects for zebra print. But if you're really looking at this for, working on lines, do the long fine liner. We're going to be using gel paint. Don't use gel polish. The more control you have, the better this is going to be for you. And the gel paint will give you more control. Again, I highly recommend using Madame Glam products. This is not a paid advertisement or anything of that nature. This is just me truly loving their products. So we have this long fine liner. We're going to dip it into the paint and then wiggle it on the side of the jar to really work the paint between the bristles. That is a key, you guys. Get your brush well loaded. So as you can see, there's no bulb of paint at the end of the brush. It is smoothly filled from tip to about 2/3 up the bristles. That's what you're looking for. You don't want just the very tip of the brush covered in paint. You don't want it to be just barely dipped. Now, once you have it where you've got your brush loaded, this is, like I said, that is a key part of the step. Then you can just go back through and you can dip. Now, as you can see, we got our first line. When you have the brush set down on the nail, it's going to not make a square edge on it. But if you want it to kind of tuck into the edge of the nail, you're going to have to go back through and sort of square that edge off, which you can do with just the tip of your bristles. And if you're painting anything with lines and you want it to look extra professional, I would recommend doing that. Now, if you want it to slowly taper, anytime you have a brush or a brush stroke and you want it to be thicker on one end and to taper on the other, which is something that you do a lot with, say, painting different types of flowers or filigrees or zebra print, then what you're going to do is when you first set down your brush, you're going to apply pressure. So when you're using something like a long fine liner, you know that maybe about 25% of the bristle is bent, because you can kind of see that. And that's something that can help you. You can, mentally know how far up the brush is touching the nail. And then, that part is down, as you can see, down, and then you raise it up until just the very tip of the brush is actually touching the nail. The other thing that'll help you with that, getting a tapered line, is to have a little bit extra gel on the very tip. So that's where you go back in and you dip into your pot after you've loaded the brush. So your brush is going to stay loaded this whole time until you switch colors or clean it. It's going to stay loaded. So then you just go and you can get another little glob of paint on the end of your bristles, keeping those bristles loaded. And if you notice that all of a sudden it doesn't seem like your brush is, is smooth, it's not working quite as well, you're just having trouble and you didn't before and it's sudden, then you might want to go back through and load your brush again. But at first, you should be able to do several nails without doing that again, without doing the process where you dip it in and then wiggle it across the side to make sure that there's paint throughout all the bristles. You should be able to get quite a bit done. So the reason that zebra print is so paramount in learning some of these skills is because you can make perfectly straight lines in zebra print if you want to, and you can make curved lines. You can make lines that, touch together, but you're also trying to get these little spaces between them, and you're working so carefully to really learn how to space everything out. You're learning how to make tapered lines. You can really figure out how to make a line that doesn't taper. If you want to make a line that doesn't taper, you don't raise your brush up. Whatever percentage of the bristles that are down flat to the nail, keep that consistent throughout the whole process of painting down the line. It's only the times when you want the line to thin out that you're going to raise up the brush, raise up your hand. Another thing that's really key is you can see that I'm pulling towards my painting hand. So I put the bristles down on the far side from where I want the line to be, and I pull the brush towards my hand. If I want to go the other direction, I move my hand to the other side. Same thing with clients. Sometimes I'll rest my hand on the back of their hand if I want to pull a line towards their cuticle area. You never want to push your brush. You always want to pull the bristles. After you have your nail done, go ahead and apply a layer of gel top coat. And really the biggest key and factor with learning any new skill, whether it's line control, line painting, zebra print, or, doing really fancy things with a hula hoop, it all comes down to practice. And when you are doing something with your nails, make sure that you finish them with a little bit of cuticle oil. This is the cuticle oil that came in the advent calendar from 2021, and it is jasmine scented. It's called Blossom. It smells absolutely amazing. And otherwise, any cuticle oil, Madame Glam's Cuticle Elixir is a really great one, is just the perfect thing to use to finish them off. And this is the final look. I am totally obsessed with zebra print, if you didn't guess from my channel name. But it is beyond the fact that I just love the way it looks. It's also a great thing to practice just for learning. It's a great learning experience. And part of a reason why I paint it so often is because it's just a great little reminder of what you need to do. I hope this helped you guys out, and I will see you next time. Bye!